Hi y'all, welcome back. We left off discussing how when one looks at Jesus' teachings through the lens of physics, everything actually starts to make sense. It makes complete sense and is much more useful than how the Bible is taught today. We're going to cover 3 of the most core foundational lessons via phrases and discuss the physics aspect to them. Over 300 times we have "do not fear, do not be afraid," or some aspect of that repeated within the Bible. Now, the core lesson here is fear is the primary inhibitor of faith, obedience, and perception. From a wider lens of physics, fear actually correlates with high entropy states. For those of you who do not know what entropy is, when things essentially disperse. Think of an ice cube melting into water. The molecules are dispersing, that is entropy, from order as a cube to disorder as spread out liquid. Fear also correlates with contracted awareness, a small lens, and survival mode neural dominance. From the physics aspects, basically fear collapses any possibility in space, and it narrows the accessible state space of the observer. The biblical aspect combined with the dimensional insight we have here, fear actually locks consciousness into lower order dimensions, being more reactive, being more time-bound, which we know time is an illusion, being more ego-centered, and then while you remove fear from your equation, you're actually expanding dimensional access. So, thou shalt not fear. Next we have love. Love is one of the highest laws, biblically, and also universally, spiritually, what have you. Love your God, love your neighbor, love one another as yourself, love yourself. Now, the core lesson here is love is the fundamental organizing principle within reality. From the physics correlation, love functions as a coherence maximizing field, and a resonance stabilizer, and a unifying force, non-local interaction. So essentially, guys, what that means is love will actually increase system coherence, reduce informational noise, and enable non-local correlation. So unity within spirit, essentially. If gravity binds matter, love binds consciousness across all dimensions. Which gravity and I have a bone to pick. Third pillar here of something that is extremely frequent within the Bible is to keep commandments, so discipline, obedience. The core lesson here is alignment preceding understanding. You do not think your way to truth, you attune to it. From the physics correlation, obedience is a phase alignment, and then disobedience is actually a phase discoherence. In some higher dimensional models, a system must be frequency matched to access higher layers. Misalignment blocks dimensional transition. So, commandments actually act like dimensional tuning laws, not just moral restrictions. So we essentially have "do not fear" being something that will actually expand accessible reality. We have the frequency of love, which maximizes coherence, and then we have obedience enabling dimensional access. From these alone, the Bible shows us a consciousness calibration manual. It also shows us that a low entropy survival guide for awareness, and a dimensional navigation text encoded in narrative. So y'all, fear will collapse the dimensions, love will unify the dimensions, and obedience tunes you into the dimensions. And this is why you should read your Bible from the aspects of physics.